I mean, he comes with a lot, Draymond, obviously. How necessary do you view him having to come back for this team to remain in title contention?
Draymond's not back. We're not a championship contender. We know that.
The Golden State Warriors knew what was at stake, and they rose to meet the moment. When you've got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green back on the court together, you don't overcomplicate things. The blueprint for winning is already built into their DNA. This trio has been through the wars, lifted trophies, and forged a chemistry that doesn't fade. It reignites. The moment they reunited, something clicked. The Warriors didn't just look like a playoff team, they looked like a real threat. It was as if someone flipped a switch and all the old magic returned. The pace, the passion, the precision. Still questioning if they're legit? Here's a quick reminder. This same core didn't win a championship years ago. They won it last season, and they haven't skipped a beat since. In fact, when that trio starts together, they own the best net rating of any starting five in the NBA regular season. In the playoffs, they're right near the top again, second in net rating across all postseason lineups. This isn't about chasing former glory. It's about building on what's still very much alive. But if you want to understand what truly separates this squad from the rest, you've got to zero in on one man, Draymond Green. His box score won't wow you. You won't see 40-point nights or a barrage of deep threes. That's not his role, and it never needed to be. Draymond thrives in the details, in the hustle plays that don't make highlight reels, but win championships. Watch him for a game and you'll see it. The communication, the anticipation, the grit. He's the one pointing out rotations before they happen, switching effortlessly between positions, and shutting down top scorers like it's second nature. And beyond the physical, he brings the leadership, the voice that rallies a locker room and steadies the team in crunch time. Draymond isn't just a great defender. He's one of the all-time greats. That's not hype. It's backed by years of elite performance, accolades, and the respect of everyone from teammates to rivals. So yes, the Warriors are still a force, and with their legendary trio locked in and battled, they're not just showing up to make noise. They're chasing another ring, and this time they know exactly how to get there.
Morant, blocked by Green. And Marcus Gasol and Zach Randolph. This time Draymond says no.
The true genius of Draymond Green's defense doesn't always show up in highlight reels. It's in the little things, the split-second reads, and the way he impacts an entire possession from start to finish. Take this sequence. For example, Draymond steps up and cuts off Zach LaVine, forcing him toward the baseline. The Bulls respond with sharp ball movement, swinging it around with purpose. But Draymond is already one step ahead, anticipating every pass, rotating, with perfect timing, and ending the play with a clutch block on Alex Caruso. That's not just hustle. That's world-class anticipation. Or how about this? He shuts down a drive from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, immediately switches on to Lou Dort and strips the ball loose. In the same possession, he helps inside to contest. A shot at the rim, then recovers again. This time to challenge Andrew Wiggins. That's 4 switch, 3 disrupted looks, 1 possession. Tell me, who else in the league is doing that? The answer, nobody. But here's the thing. Draymond's impact doesn't stop at the defensive end. On offense, his connection with Steph Curry is on another level. It's not just chemistry, it's almost telepathy. And no, they're not exactly Murray and Jokic. Draymond's not putting up points, but when it comes to feel, timing, and trust, there might not be a better duo in basketball. Steph's constant motion off the ball should be unpredictable, yet Draymond always seems to know exactly where he'll be. Sometimes without even needing to look, he finds him in tight windows, delivers pinpoint passes, and sets the kind of screens that turn a sliver of space into a clean shot. And it's not just about feeding Curry.
Oh, Gary Payton with the flush goes right at Baines.
His value doesn't stop at defense or passing. He's also the pressure release valve that keeps the Warriors' offense humming. When defenders trap Steph off a screen, and they always do, he often swings it to Draymond, who doesn't hesitate. One quick read, one sharp pass, and suddenly, Andrew Wiggins is wide open for an easy bucket. That's vintage Warriors basketball. Fast, fluid, unselfish, and it all starts with Draymond's IQ. Opponents can still throw traps at Curry, but without Draymond, or sometimes Kevon Looney, to navigate those 4-on-3 situations, Golden State wouldn't be nearly as dangerous. That playmaking under pressure, It's a big reason the Warriors are still very much in the championship conversation, and Stephen Curry, let's not forget what he did against Sacramento in the first round. He averaged 34 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists on incredible efficiency, then capped it off with a legendary 50-point performance in Game 7. That wasn't just a clutch game. That was an all-time playoff moment. Even in the next series against the Lakers, one of the best defensive units in the league, Curry still dropped 27 and 8 a night, often with limited help. And somehow that was considered an off series. That's the level we expect from it. Which brings us to the Warriors' recent moves, each one made with purpose. They brought Draymond back on a new deal. They added Chris Paul to stabilize the second unit. And quietly, they re-signed Gary Payton II, a move that might turn out to be one of the most important. Let's rewind for a second. Before Draymond's injury last year, the Warriors were just solid on defense, historically good. With either Draymond or GP2 on the court, their defensive rating soared. With both out there together, it was off the chart. And don't sleep on GP2's offensive impact either. He cuts with purpose, finishes strong, and isn't afraid to run. One of his dunks last season, flat out vicious. Easily one of the best poster slams we've seen in years.
Wiggins on the drive, low pass, 2 to shoot. Payton has to fire, and he buries it.
Think back to that Lakers series. LA was trapping Steph nearly 30 feet from the hoop, trying to shut down everything before it started. So what did the Warriors do? They countered with a curveball. Gary Payton II as a small ball big. His speed and finishing ability gave Golden State something even Looney and Draymond couldn't in that role. He slipped behind the defense, finished tough plays in traffic, and kept the offense flowing. That's what makes GP2 so valuable. He's not just a role player, he's a problem solver. Need someone to shut down a hot scorer for a quarter? He's your guy. Want to add a creative wrinkle to how you screen for Steph? GP2's got need an unexpected clutch bucket in crunch time. He delivered. But looking ahead, 2 names will determine just how far the Warriors go. Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins. Klay's rough stretch against the Lakers was hard to miss. But don't let that 6-game series erase the rest of the beer picture. When Steph was sidelined during the regular season, Klay stepped up in a big way. In 20 games without Curry, he averaged 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, posting a plus 157 overall in that stretch. And let's not forget, he led the league in made threes, shooting over 41% on more than 10 attempts per game. That kind of volume and efficiency, outside of Steph and Dame, nobody's touching it. Now with Chris Paul in the mix, Golden State can finally stagger Klay's minutes and pair him with a true point guard. That's a game changer for the non-Steph minutes, the ones that you to sink. Now let's talk Andrew Wiggins. Sure, last season was rocky. He missed time dealing with personal matters, but early on, Wiggins was locked in. In his first 22 games before injury, he averaged 19 points and 5 rebounds on a career-best 51% and a scorching 45% from beyond the arc. And of course, he was still giving you elite perimeter defense. If Wiggins gets back to knocking down 40% plus from deep, and you surround him with CP3's playmaking alongside Steph and Dre, this Warriors offense becomes surgical, precision-built, layered with defense and ready to... But zoom out for a